What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. For this camera comparison we have the brand new Samsung Galaxy S21 and the highly popular iPhone 12. As always throughout this video we're gonna see a bunch of daytime pictures, we have portrait mode pictures, we have zoom pictures, we have pictures taken on the ultra wide lenses, I have a bunch of nighttime pictures using the night modes on both devices, of course sample videos and selfies. And just before we start, make sure to press that like button and let's begin by checking out some portrait mode pictures. Alright, so looking at the portrait mode pictures that I took and more specifically the edge detection around the subject in those pictures, well, that seems to be identical from both devices in every single picture, so I can't really say that one does better than the other one for that. I overall prefer the somewhat brighter pictures from the Samsung Galaxy S21, but then I don't really like that filter that the Samsung Galaxy S21 adds over our faces. Our faces don't have any texture anymore. So I kind of prefer the texture and the details that we get from the pictures taken by the iPhone 12. So if I have to choose one of the two for portrait mode pictures, I feel that the iPhone 12 will do better, at least in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Which pictures do you prefer for those portrait mode pictures? The ones taken by the iPhone 12 or the Samsung Galaxy S21? Definitely leave a comment and let me know. Next we are moving on to some zoom pictures, and for zoom pictures I've done 5 times zoom. Now keep in mind that the iPhone 12 doesn't have a telephoto lens, we only have a telephoto lens on the back of the Samsung Galaxy S21. So clearly every single zoom picture that you're gonna take will be better from the Samsung Galaxy S21 because the pictures are just sharper and so much better. So for zoom pictures, I feel that the S21 is definitely the winner. Moving on to some pictures that I took with the ultra-wide lenses on the back of the S21 and of course the iPhone 12. Well, first of all, I'm very excited to see that the Samsung Galaxy S21 doesn't oversaturate those pictures as it did with the S20. So a lot of those pictures are actually looking more natural than the pictures that I took with the iPhone 12. Not to mention the dynamic range in most of those pictures is better from the Samsung Galaxy S21. So if I would have to choose one of the two devices for pictures taken with the ultra-wide lens, I feel that the Samsung Galaxy S21 does better once again than the iPhone 12. But once again, leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts about the ultra-wide pictures. And we are moving on to pictures that I took with the main cameras on the back of these two devices, and the trend kind of continues. The S21 doesn't oversaturate the pictures as we've seen in the previous years, so a lot of those pictures that you are seeing actually seem to be closer to reality from the S21 than they are from the iPhone 12. Quite surprising because Samsung is not known for that. The dynamic range is also somewhat better in most pictures taken by the S21. As for sharpness, the sharpness seems to be somewhat identical, but the iPhone 12 does use a bit more contrast in those pictures. So I don't think you can go wrong with either device for the main camera. They both seem to do really good. And once again, I'm very happy to see that the S21 doesn't oversaturate those colors. So leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts about the pictures that I took with the main cameras on the back of these two devices. And we are moving on to some nighttime pictures, and for all the nighttime pictures that you are about to see, I use the night modes on both devices, so they both support the night mode for the main camera and for the ultra-wide camera. And we are starting with some pictures that I took with the main camera. Now, the sharpness seems to be similar in between the two, so I can't really say that one does better than the other. Some pictures are sharper from the iPhone 12, some pictures are sharper from the Samsung Galaxy S21. However, most pictures taken by the S21 do seem to be somewhat brighter, so maybe a bit better. Since Samsung also cut down the crazy saturation, now we also get a bunch of pictures that look more natural from the S21 than they look from the iPhone 12. And that's something I never imagined that I would be saying. So for the main camera and the night mode, I feel that the Samsung Galaxy S21 did better than the iPhone 12. But what do you guys think? Which ones do you prefer? The ones by the Samsung Galaxy S21 or the ones taken by the iPhone 12? Definitely leave a comment and let me know. As for the ultra-wide lens and the night mode, most pictures taken by the Samsung Galaxy S21 do seem to be somewhat brighter. However, if you look close enough at those pictures, you're gonna see that they also introduce more noise. So the pictures taken by the iPhone 12 with the ultra-wide lens don't have as much noise, and they do seem to be somewhat sharper, or maybe they use a bit more contrast, but overall I would say that for the ultra-wide lens the iPhone 12 does better for the nighttime pictures. And once again, check out these pictures and let me know your thoughts. Do you prefer the ones from the S21 or the ones from the iPhone 12? For me, for the main camera, the S21, but for the ultra-wide camera, the iPhone 12. And next we're gonna move on and check out some sample recordings that I've done with the Samsung Galaxy S21 and of course the iPhone 12. Well, up until this year the iPhone seemed to be the best for video recordings, but I feel that that's changing quite a lot with the Samsung Galaxy S21. Once again, I wasn't actually expecting that. So a lot of the videos that you're gonna see, you'll notice that the video quality is pretty similar in between the iPhone 12 and the S21. I feel that the S21 actually has better image stabilization and also better sound than the iPhone 12. So I'll let you guys watch those recordings and I will be right back. Alright, we have our first recording between the Samsung Galaxy S21 and the iPhone 12. For this recording I'm doing 4K at 30 frames per second and recording with the main lenses on the back of these two devices. Today it's a pretty nice and sunny day, but also pretty cold. So I'm gonna start running for a bit just so you can see how the image stabilization does while running. We're gonna stop somewhere around here. Here you're gonna hear some water. You're gonna see the water in just a second. And also it's a bit windy and there is some traffic to my right. I guess we'll walk this way slowly just so you can see once again how the image stabilization works if you're holding the phone in your hand. So yeah, 4K at 30 frames per second with the main lenses on the back of the Samsung Galaxy S21 and the iPhone 12. Alright, we have a quick video recording with the front-facing cameras on the Samsung Galaxy S21 and of course on the iPhone 12. For this recording I'm doing 4K at 30 frames per second, even though both devices could actually record at a higher resolution. Now keep in mind that it is fairly windy and you're probably gonna hear some traffic to my right. I'm gonna stop somewhere around here. We'll pan around. Today it's a super sunny day but also pretty cold. I believe we have somewhere around -15. You can see the river to my right, which is frozen. So I'm gonna walk a bit faster just so you can see how the image stabilization does for the front-facing cameras. I'll try running a bit as well. So yeah, front-facing cameras on the Samsung Galaxy S21 and on the iPhone 12 in 4K at 30 frames per second. Alright, we are moving on to another quick recording between the Samsung Galaxy S21 and of course the iPhone 12. For this recording I'm using the ultra-wide lenses on the back of the two devices and once again recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. So I'm just gonna walk somewhere around here, I guess. We're gonna stop and pan left slowly. Then we'll turn around and walk this way a bit. Stop here and turn to the right and walk this way once again. So yeah, this is how recording in 4K at 30 frames per second with the ultra wide lenses on the back of the S21 and the iPhone 12 would look like. And I also wanted to show you how a recording in 1080p at 30 frames per second between the S21 and of course the iPhone 12 would look like. So we're just gonna stop here and pan left slowly. From what I'm seeing on the screens here, the colors are a bit more vibrant on the S21, but again, I'll have to see how this footage actually looks on the computer. So we'll walk this way for a bit and turn right. So yeah, 1080p at 30 frames per second between the S21 and the iPhone 12. Alright, we have a quick video recording between the Samsung Galaxy S21 and the iPhone 12. For this recording, I'm using the main lenses on the back of the two devices and recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. As you can probably see, it's nighttime, so we're gonna see how the cameras do in low light, basically, because low light is also an important factor of a camera, mostly considering the sensors in smartphones are pretty small. We're just gonna get close to these buildings here because it gets a bit darker, and I have to say I'm quite surprised to see how much brighter the video is on the Samsung Galaxy S21. This was not the case with the Samsung Galaxy S20. So yeah, this is how recording in low light between the iPhone 12 and the Samsung Galaxy S21 would look like in low light. For our next recording in low light, I'm using the ultra-wide lenses on the back of the Samsung Galaxy S21 and of course the iPhone 12. For this recording, once again, I am recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. So we're just gonna stop somewhere around here. I'm gonna pan left, and once again I'm seeing the video being a bit brighter on the screen of the Samsung Galaxy S21. But again, we'll have to see how this recording actually looks on the computer. So yeah, this is how your footage would look like if you are recording in 4K 30 frames per second and using the ultra-wide lenses on the back of these two devices. And as you've seen for yourself, the S21 has improved the video quality quite a lot, mostly compared to the S20 that we had last year. That one was not that great. So quite surprising to see that from the S21. So overall, which device do you guys prefer for video recordings, the iPhone 12 or the S21? Definitely leave a comment and let us know. Alright, then next we are moving on and check out some selfies. Now for selfies, it's kind of difficult to tell which one is better because some pictures are actually better from the iPhone 12, some pictures are better from the S21. It kind of depends how the light was hitting my face. Because in one of those pictures, the iPhone 12 did change the color of my face quite a lot. As for the nighttime selfies, some are better from the S21, some are better from the iPhone 12. So I feel that we can't really choose one that's better, because in some situations one is better and in some the other one is better. So I'm very happy to see that Samsung actually stepped up their game and they offered us a phone with better cameras. And this is also a cheaper phone than it was last year. So quite unexpected. So once again, which one would you prefer, the iPhone 12 or the S21? Definitely leave a comment and let us know. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that like button and I will see you in the next one.